Popping on to say hello on this Friday, last day of March the 31st. How y'all doing? Just, I don't, like I say, I don't always want to make a video every day. And sometimes, like today, it's like, well, the main reason why I'm getting on is to say hello. Because I'm aware that some folks really like to see a video every day. Some days I don't. Okay, so I don't, always want to talk about who's died. Keith Reed of Procol Harum passed away. Rest in peace. Yeah, I love that band. So what's on my plate is the news. Okay, and I do have an opinion about it. And since this is my Dear Diary channel, I'll probably speak about it before I'm done here. I'd like to see some justice. I don't think we're going to see any justice, but would be nice. So, folks, what's going on is that I've wrapped up the recordings on the project called The Muse. The Muse. That's the name of the new album by myself, Blake DeForest, and Jacob Cubby Phillips. We do the photo shoot Tuesday, and hopefully I can wrap up the graphics for the project and send the order to the CD manufacturers next week. Hopefully Tuesday night or Wednesday. Hopefully, if Aaron can help me get the cover together. But besides that, this is what happens. That's why I don't worry about writer's block. Some people say they get worried that the well has run dry, and I never worry about that. I can go for months sometimes not recording or writing anything. Excuse me. And then it's time for the music to arrive. And so I've got 7 new tracks started. And it's not that the tracks that I had prepared for my next solo album are obsolete. It's just, I just keep moving forward. It does change the perspective on what I thought was going to be the next record because, so we'll see. Regarding music, the only things that I played, other than my own music, is the new Ladytron, Time's Arrow. I really like this. I like this band a lot. Love that icy sound. Just really like it. Kind of looking for inspiration in a way. I listened to most of this the other day. Henri Pousseur, early experimental electronic music, 1954 to 72. I didn't read the notes, so I can't speak, eloquently about Mr. Pousseur, but he's, again, one of the pioneers of experimenting with sound. And some of this was like, okay, this is someone doing something seemingly for the first time, and it's interesting, but it's not that listenable, some of it, and then other things were very engaging. But that's the nature of exploration. Propaganda. This is a 12-inch single. Claudia Brucken, the first album was P Machinery. I really like that. And then she left. And the woman who sings on this is Your Wildlife. It's kind of a clubby sounding record. Her voice is not as interesting as Claudia's, but the arrangements, the band Propaganda, whoever's making these tracks, good stuff. Very good. So yeah, I've got this out, Broken Barricades. This is a recent addition to my Procol Harum because it's hard to find one in this good. It's got a die cut, and it's usually damaged. This one is in really good shape. But for the record, let me just show. I have some more Procol Harum. Is it easy to grab? Well, I have some here. Actually, the propaganda got pulled because it's next to Procol Harum alphabetically on the shelves. I had pulled that Procol Harum. You're hearing about Keith Reed. Of course, I have this one. This is I've had a couple different copies, and when this came out, I wasn't fooled. Some people thought it was a black person. You know, it was just that the Gary Brooker sang with a real a real mellow tone and some soul. I'm using that word a lot, ain't I? Because we all have soul. These aren't in order, and I'm missing some. There's Shine On Brightly I Need. It's another one of theirs I never can come across a good copy once I started looking or saying I wanted it. But Exotic Birds and Fruit. In Concert with the Edmonton Symphony Orchestra. Procol's Ninth. And all these albums are actually good. They've gone through many permutations, but always interesting. This one is real strong. Home. Whoosh. Procol Harum. And I love that cover too. Something Magic. Procol Harum. And I thought I had more, but this is actually the first album by them I ever bought. Grand Hotel. I bought this one. It was a brand new release, around 72 or 73. 73, yes. My senior year of high school. And one of my first jobs. I still remember it. It was like, it was a big deal. It was my first job, and couldn't spend all my money on me, because I, had to help in the household. So buying a record was a big deal. The other day, I had mentioned Wire. Showed a Wire album. I have a few Wire albums. I have a lot of records. So what do I have by Wire? Let's see. Oh. Just to show some records. So here in the Wire section, we start with Pink Flag, and I bought it when it came out, didn't keep it, dang it. Played the hell out of it. In my band Digital Sex, we played, well, it's actually what we played were covers off of Chairs Missing by Wire. We played Sand in My Joints, and there's another one. I forget the other one we did. We did Sand in My Joints. I loved playing that. This is a masterpiece, and when it came out, it hit everyone like that. 154. I had an original. Didn't keep it, but I do have I kept the limited edition 7-inch single that came with the original 154. It's sort of weird to me, some of the decisions I've made in the past regarding my record collection. These are not in order, but this is really good. Change Becomes Us, Wire, real strong. Colin Newman, yeah, I rate him. And this one is dynamite. This is one of my favorites. A Bell is a Cup Until It Is Struck. This is one I've played a lot. And I think this is probably one of my favorite Wire albums. Great band. No, I never got to see him, unfortunately. Was just playing this one, The Ideal Copy. Very, very good band. More recent stuff, 1020. Nocturnal Koreans. And this stuff is good. They're not messing around. This stuff is still good. I think it's the most recent album, Mind Hive. Yeah. Really good. 12-inch single, Silkskin Paws. Kind of like Mark Bolan with T-Rex, where a lot of his lyrics just don't really seem to make any sense and don't need to. They just sound good. Silver and Lead. Peel Sessions. What is this? Life in the Manscape. I like this album too. There it is, Manscape. Yeah. Good band. Could do this with quite a few of my records in my collection, actually. This is a strange one. It's when they were calling themselves Wire without the E. Eardrum Buzz. And Not About to Die, some old recordings recently reissued or issued recently for Record Store Day. I'm missing just a few, but here's another one. What is the name of this one? I don't see the name of this one. This one. And Wire. Crazy About Love. 12-inch single. So yeah, I like Wire. I do. Okay, so we just would like to see some justice, you know what I'm saying? I don't think we will, but just the fact that what's happened, the first former president to be indicted, with all the mess, and again, as a black person, seeing the double standard where black people in positions of power don't get this pass like this man, for example, that Trump does, and just how the message that I see strongly in when this stuff is discussed is how there is a class of people who just think that they're above the law, and because they're rich and powerful, they can do whatever they want, and it's wrong. And Trump is a class clown example of this. It just reminds me so much of when I was going to that all boys prep school here in Omaha, where there was just a tiny handful of minority students, and all of the middle class, upper middle class white boys who just really would rub it in my face and the other lower income kids' face, that, well, you guys can never have what we want, and I don't have to worry about a thing. My daddy's going to give me this, and just all that bullshit. And that's exactly what happened with Trump. He never. And so it's not a personal thing about him. It's about him being able to get away with what he does and how that affects everyone. That's the concern. It's not about getting Trump. It's about trying to do something right for the people, for the country. So we'll see how this plays out. I fully expect some kind of weird legal weird stuff to happen, where one thing needs to happen, which is we need to see some justice and some accountability, and just watch what happens and see if somehow he wiggles out of this again. Anyway, that's what I have to say about it. And as always, any sort of abusive comments are just deleted because they're just annoying. You don't bother me. I don't take it personally. Again, that's the other thing about ignorance and stupidity. Stupidity is that people who do stupid things are so stupid they don't realize if the other person isn't as stupid as you, it doesn't have the effect that you want it to. See right through it. So it's like, well, here they come again. I don't know. Something's wrong with them. I don't know. But all of a sudden, I'm not going to just all of a sudden, oh, I'm stupid now, and now I'm on the same level as this dumb shit. No. And I say it like this again, encouraging other folks to catch wind of this, because we live in the era of stupid. And people are doing a lot of ignorant, hurtful, stupid shit, saying stuff, and people get caught up in it and do things. This is the sort of stuff that can lead to suicide in people, especially teens, when you're young and you don't understand about psychology and human behavior. People say things that hurt you, and you go and kill yourself. That's why I speak out. Because that's not what's happening here, you know. I'm calling it out. It's dysfunctional behavior. And folks that do stuff like that are just telling you that there's something wrong with them. Okay? So, that said, that's what I have to say about the latest news. And I'm watching. Okay. Hello, family. Friends. Love you all. Take care.